Hello, Tigers! Deadpool, known for his irreverent personality and breaking the fourth wall, has several alternative versions in Marvel Comics, and in today's video, we'll talk about the most notable versions of this character. Don't forget to leave a like on today's video to reach your divine level powers and subscribe to our channel. Let's go to the video. Lady Deadpool. Lady Deadpool, or Wanda Wilson, is an alternative version of the anti-hero Deadpool belonging to Earth 3010 in the Marvel Comics universe. Her story is an intriguing variation and, in many ways, a reflection of Deadpool himself, but with her own nuances and peculiarities that set her apart. In Earth 3010, Wanda Wilson, like Wade Wilson in Earth 616, was subjected to the Weapon X program, receiving a regenerative healing factor that granted her superhuman abilities and left her mentally unstable. With her new power, Wanda adopted the identity of Lady Deadpool, embodying the same irreverence, fourth wall breaking, and dark humor that characterize her male counterpart. Wanda's life as Lady Deadpool was marked by her involvement in political and social conflicts in her alternate reality. Unlike Earth 6116's Deadpool, whose focus often leans more towards personal adventures and misadventures, Lady Deadpool found herself embroiled in a civil war in her world, where she became a central figure in the fight against an oppressive regime. This version of the character stands out for her more active role in political struggles, contrasting with Wade's tendency to engage in missions and conflicts for more personal reasons or for money. Lady Deadpool's personality is equally complex. While she shares Deadpool's tendency towards violence and chaotic humor, Wanda has a slightly different approach, often displaying a more compassionate streak and a more evident concern for the injustices of the world around her. Her interactions with other characters and her ability to form bonds are elements that add depth to her characterization. One significant arc in Lady Deadpool's story occurs when she joins the Deadpool Corps, a team composed of different versions of Deadpool from various realities. The group's dynamics are filled with humor and chaos, reflecting the unpredictable and eccentric nature of the characters. Lady Deadpool's interaction with the Deadpool Corps allows exploration of different aspects of her personality and abilities, showing that despite her similarities to Deadpool, Wanda is a unique character with her own motivations and methods. Her adventures with the group are marked by epic battles, tough decisions, and moments of introspection that reveal more about her character. In addition to her combat and regeneration abilities, Lady Deadpool is also known for her wit and intelligence, often employing clever strategies and leveraging her ability to break the fourth wall, allowing direct and humorous communication with the reader. This meta-commentary is a trademark of the Deadpool character and is equally present in Wanda's version, providing an additional layer of entertainment and reflection. Lady Deadpool's story is a fascinating exploration of how the Deadpool concept can be adapted and transformed in different contexts, while maintaining the essence of the character and allowing for a new perspective. Wanda Wilson as Lady Deadpool represents not only a gender variant, but also an expansion of what it means to be Deadpool, with her own struggles, triumphs, and the unmistakable mark of her unique humor and irreverence. Deadpool X-Men. In this alternative version, his real name is Wade Wilson, but his journey differs greatly from that presented in the main comics. Wade Wilson was a former soldier who became a mercenary after being dishonorably discharged and abandoned by the armed forces. His life changed drastically when he was diagnosed with a terminal illness, an advanced stage cancer that affected his entire body. Desperate for a cure, Wade volunteered for a government experimental program that promised to heal him in exchange for his participation in secret missions. The experiment involved the application of a mutant healing factor combined with genetic manipulation. The result was a radical transformation in Wade. He gained accelerated regeneration powers that cured him of his illness, but also grotesquely disfigured his face and body. Moreover, the process triggered a disturbing duality in his mind, where a voice representing his insanity began to manifest more strongly. Meanwhile, in the mutant political scene, the X-Men were facing an internal crisis. Xavier had been captured by anti-mutant forces, and the team was disorganized and weakened. It was at this moment that Deadpool emerged as an ambiguous figure. He didn't align himself with either the X-Men or their enemies. His only loyalty was to himself and his distorted sense of justice. Throughout his adventures, Deadpool faced classic X-Men villains like Magneto and Apocalypse, often acting as a chaotic catalyst that forced the heroes to confront their own convictions and limitations. His relationship with other characters was also complex. He had an ambiguous attraction to characters like John Grey and a comical rivalry with Wolverine, who saw him as an unpredictable threat. However, despite his madness and erratic behavior, Deadpool occasionally showed flashes of humanity and compassion. He was capable of altruistic acts, especially when it came to protecting innocent people or facing threats that endangered all of humanity. Throughout his adventures, Deadpool was forced to confront his past, including his life as Wade Wilson before the transformation and the consequences of his actions as a mercenary. This journey of self-discovery and redemption made him a deeply captivating and complex character within the alternative X-Men universe, challenging traditional notions of heroism and villainy. Evil Deadpool. In an alternate reality within the Deadpool universe, there exists a version known as Evil Deadpool. In this version, Wade Wilson has a very different story from what we know in the main universe. Instead of being a chaotic and irreverent anti-hero, Evil Deadpool is a twisted and corrupted version of Wade Wilson. His journey begins similarly to traditional Deadpools, being a former mercenary who volunteered for a government experimental program in search of a cure for terminal cancer. However, the circumstances surrounding this experiment and its consequences are drastically altered. In the experimental process, instead of acquiring just accelerated healing powers, Evil Deadpool undergoes a series of genetic and psychological modifications that turn him into a living weapon. His regeneration powers are amplified to an extreme extent, allowing him to recover from virtually any injury or damage within seconds. However, this amplification also comes at a cost. Evil Deadpool's mind is twisted by constant pain and the overlay of fragmented personalities. He is no longer just Wade Wilson. He is a confusing mix of memories, traumas, and violent impulses. His sanity is eroded by the process, turning him into a chaotic and destructive force. Unlike the original Deadpool, who maintains a distorted sense of morality and justice, Evil Deadpool has no moral boundaries. He becomes an agent of chaos and destruction, using his powers to sow terror and violence wherever he goes. His presence is feared by both heroes and villains, as he does not hesitate to eliminate anyone who stands in his way. Additionally, Evil Deadpool develops a sick obsession with defeating and destroying his original self, the traditional Deadpool. He sees his former self as a weakness, a more fragile and sentimental version of himself that needs to be eliminated so that he can reign supreme. Evil Deadpool's story is marked by violent and bloody confrontations with other characters in the Marvel Universe. He becomes one of the most dangerous and unpredictable antagonists, a force of nature that challenges even the sturdiest defenses of the heroes. However, behind the facade of destruction and madness, there are still traces of the man Wade Wilson used to be. In rare and fleeting moments, Evil Deadpool shows glimpses of humanity and pain, suggesting that somewhere within that distorted being, there is still a remnant of the man he once was. This duality between the monstrous beast and the lost human being is what makes Evil Deadpool's story so fascinating and tragic. Death Mask. In an alternate universe of Deadpool, there exists a version known as Death Mask. This version presents a rather dark and twisted story compared to the Deadpool we know. Death Mask's origin dates back to the days before his transformation. He was originally a mercenary named Wade Wilson, known for his exceptional combat skills and never failing a mission. However, his life changed drastically when he was hired for a mission that led to a confrontation with a secret death cult organization. During this mission, Wade discovered dark secrets about the organization, including grotesque experiments involving supernatural powers and genetic manipulation. In a final confrontation, Wade was captured by cult members and subjected to a macabre ritual involving a blackened metal mask that was fused to his face. The mask, known as Death Mask, was created through dark magic and twisted science. It granted Wade supernatural powers such as shadow manipulation, control over death, and necromancy abilities. However, these powers came at a terrible cost. The mask permanently fused to his face, transforming his appearance into something monstrous and macabre. With his new powers and the mask that had now become part of his essence, Wade adopted the name Death Mask and began operating as an agent of chaos and death. He no longer had the same humanity as the original Wade Wilson. His mind was corrupted by the mask's influence and the dark powers it granted. Death Mask became feared and avoided even by other villains. His presence was associated with death and destruction, and he had no qualms about using his powers to achieve his dark goals. He became a legendary figure, a sort of soul reaper operating in the shadows, and many believed him to be just an urban legend. Throughout his adventures as Death Mask, he crossed paths with other characters in the Marvel Universe, including heroes and villains. His presence was always marked by an air of mystery and terror, and his actions often challenged the very nature of the universe. Throughout his adventures as Death Mask, he crossed paths with other characters in the Marvel Universe, including heroes and villains. His presence was always marked by an air of mystery and terror, and his actions often challenged the very nature of the universe. Despite his villainy and the sinister nature of his powers, Death Mask also carried a personal tragedy. Beneath the metal mask, there were still traces of the man Wade Wilson used to be, struggling against the darkness consuming him. This duality between the lost humanity and the dark strength of Death Mask made his story deeply complex and captivating within the alternate Deadpool universe. Dogpool. Dogpool is a peculiar and comedic version of Deadpool in an alternate reality within Marvel. Originating from a scientific experiment, he possesses similar traits to the original Deadpool, such as the healing factor and an irreverent sense of humor, but maintains a lighter and more carefree approach to life. Unlike Deadpool, known for his inclination towards violence and chaos, Dogpool brings a more humorous and friendly tone to his adventures. He breaks the fourth wall, interacting with the reader in a metafictional way, and is recognizable by his red suit adapted to his canine body. His stories are marked by absurd situations and parodies of the Marvel Universe, along with unlikely bonds with other heroes and anti-heroes, such as Deadpool himself. His personality blends animal innocence with exaggerations of Deadpool's personality, resulting in a captivating and enjoyable character. Dogpool offers a unique and lighthearted perspective to the Marvel Universe, showing how the Deadpool concept can be explored in creative and unexpected ways, providing fans with moments of fun and relaxation. Ultimate Deadpool is part of the Ultimate Marvel series, a line of comics from Marvel Comics that presents updated and reinvented versions of classic Marvel Universe characters. In this version, Deadpool is known as Ultimate Deadpool, and his story is reinterpreted within the context of the Ultimate Universe. Unlike the main version of Deadpool, who has a comedic and chaotic personality, Ultimate Deadpool is portrayed in a more serious and dark manner. His origin is similar to that of traditional Deadpool, with Wade Wilson being a former mercenary with a regenerative healing factor that prevents him from dying. But the approach and nuances of his personality are different. In Ultimate Deadpool, Wade Wilson is depicted as a highly trained and extremely lethal assassin. He was recruited for a secret government program aimed at creating super soldiers, using genetic experiments and advanced technology to enhance his abilities and make him an unbeatable weapon. The result of these experiments was a Deadpool even more dangerous and ruthless than the one known in traditional stories. He became a dark and unscrupulous agent used by the government in secret missions and assassination operations. Throughout his appearances in Ultimate Marvel Comics, Ultimate Deadpool is involved in complex plots and violent confrontations. His accelerated healing ability makes him nearly invincible in combat, making him a formidable threat to his enemies. Additionally, Ultimate Deadpool maintains an ambiguous relationship with other characters in the Ultimate Marvel Universe. He has no definitive loyalty to any group or ideology, often acting on his own and pursuing his own interests, which puts him in conflict with heroes and villains. Ultimate Deadpool's interpretation adds a layer of complexity and seriousness to the character, exploring darker aspects of his nature as an assassin and anti-hero. His presence in the Ultimate Marvel Universe contributes to the diversity of stories and approaches within the Marvel Comics comic book scene. Venompool. Venompool is a fusion between Venom, the alien symbiote known for bonding with various hosts, and Deadpool, the mercenary with regeneration powers and a peculiar sense of humor. This fusion results in a powerful and disturbing entity that combines the dark and voracious side of the Venom symbiote with Deadpool's irreverence and unpredictability. Venompool's story is usually presented in alternate scenarios and parallel universes in Marvel Comics. His origin varies depending on the specific story in which he is portrayed, but it usually involves the accidental or intentional fusion between the Venom symbiote and Deadpool. This fusion results in a being with unique characteristics. Venompool has the classic appearance of the Venom symbiote, with its black skin, white eyes, and a mouth full of sharp teeth. However, he also incorporates elements of Deadpool's suit and personality, such as the red and black suit, accelerated healing factor, and sarcastic sense of humor. In terms of abilities, Venompool is extremely powerful. He inherits Venom's superhuman strength, agility, and ability to transform into different forms. Additionally, he maintains Deadpool's rapid healing, making him virtually indestructible in combat. However, the fusion of Venom and Deadpool also brings challenges and internal conflicts. The duality between the voracious and violent nature of the Venom symbiote and Deadpool's chaotic and unpredictable personality creates a constant struggle for dominance within Venompool's mind. This results in a character that oscillates between moments of unrestrained savagery and moments of humor and sarcasm. Venompool's presence in comic book stories provides a unique blend of action, humor, and terror. He is often portrayed as an anti-hero, fighting powerful villains while dealing with his own internal demons. His complexity as a character makes him an intriguing addition to the vast Marvel universe. I hope you enjoyed the video and comment on what else you'd like to see here on the channel.